वो दिन कितने प्यारे थे, ये दिन भी कितने प्यारे हैं। तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे, तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे। बाबा अब भी साथ हमारे हैं।
जब स्वयं संपन्न बनो, तब विश्व परिवर्तन का कार्य भी संपन्न। आप सबके संपन्नता के कारण विश्व परिवर्तन का कार्य संपन्न होने में रुका हुआ है। प्रकृति का जीवन आपकी सेवा के लिए इंतजार कर रही कि ब्रह्मांड आत्माएं ब्रह्मांड सो फरिश्ता बने और फिर फरिश्ता सो देवता बने। तो हम सेवा दिल व जान से कव प्रेम से करें, क्योंकि स्वयं फरिश्ता के देवता नहीं बन सकते। ब्रह्मांड से फरिश्ता बन नहीं पड़े, और फरिश्ता का अर्थ ही है जिसका पुरानी दुनिया, पुराने संस्कार, पुरानी देह के प्रति कोई आकर्षित का रिश्ता नहीं। तीनों में पास चाहिए। पुरानी दुनिया से भी, पुरानी देह से भी, और पुराने संस्कारों से भी मुक्त। वैसे भी ड्रामा में पहले मुक्ति का वर्ष है, फिर जीवन मुक्ति का। वाया मुक्ति धाम के आप जीवन मुक्ति में नहीं जा सकते। तो फरिश्ता अर्थात मुक्त, और मुक्त फरिश्ता सो जीवन मुक्त देवता बनेगा। कितने परसेंट फरिश्ते बने हो कि ब्रह्मांड में ही खुश हो।
मिनट है, 1 मिनट।
सदा साथ हूं।
Om Shanti. Maryada Purshottam. While looking at the body, see the soul. The line of the code of conduct for your awareness is always keep in your awareness, I am an elevated soul, and all souls are the children of the one elevated Father. The variety of souls play a variety of parts. Keep this first lesson in your awareness in a natural way. While looking at the body, see the soul. Always be the embodiment of this powerful awareness at every second.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avikti Parivar. Today is day 17. Maryada Purshottam. While looking at the body, see the soul. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi, and today's Maryada will continue the 9, giving happiness to others. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. All of us get busy in doing our routine actions or service, whatever. And Baba keeps reminding us that it's only when there is transformation in us that world can be transformed. How much that awareness remain during the day. And then Baba says, sometimes you forgot that you have to become angels from Brahmins. And then angels become deities. So what can we really do amongst ourselves? Is it through words or by example, or so that at least during the day we remember that we have to become angels? It's only, Baba said, angel is one who doesn't get any attachment or attraction of old world, old sanskars and old body. But whole day actually, that's what we are doing. We live in the old world. There is old body, old sanskars. So if we don't feel pull towards that, then Baba says we become angels and then become deities. But also Maryada of awareness to look at everyone as soul. Even if we are looking at bodies, bodies are around, but our awareness for each other should be that I am a soul, elevated soul. Every soul has a different part to play, and I have to observe it and play part together with them. I think basically awareness is remember that, right? So if you look at our chart today, what would you say? Did we remember? Very little, right? But it's all right for tomorrow. Tomorrow we should have this awareness. It's only like we have to really remember, because that's the practice, and that will make us, what Baba said, when we become perfect, world will be transformed. It's waiting for us, that transformation. I'm really thinking that what can we do, that we remind ourselves of our homework. And that's what dadis did with each other. I remember Didi Mohini. Anytime we went in front, she will remind us some point which we had taken up for the practice. Maybe in Lokik family also. If 2 of you are in Gyan, 3, 4 of you are in Gyan, just remind yourself, remind each other. What did Baba say this morning? What is our homework? It's very simple, and I think it's most needed. My relationship is with each soul, but not necessarily what part that soul is playing. But we can get connected very much with the part. And that is why there could be anything, whether we seeing each other the way we shouldn't, or argument, but if everyone is playing their part, the sweetness, softness, calm, quiet, everything can keep going on in very, very natural way. This way also we give happiness to each other. There is a spiritual way, spiritual way of giving happiness. If you are spiritually uplifted, and if you are doing practices, you are bringing joy to others. Because whole vibrations of the person are the vibrations of happiness and joy. Baba says, don't give sorrow or take sorrow. That's different than giving happiness to everyone. We are very attentive not to cause sorrow to anyone. But because of different nature, sanskars, sometimes misunderstanding could cause sorrow. But be very, very sensible and sensitive to everyone's sanskars, so that there is understanding. That gives a lot of joy too. And we say, yeah, she understands me. And when you understand and then you respond, is lot of love, lot of respect in that. And love and respect is what brings joy and happiness. I think each one of you, with your own nature, could realize, am I giving happiness to everyone? It's a proactive, it's a kind of action which we have to take. Is it through awareness, through words, through actions? One feels belonging, one feels care, one family. So all that brings happiness to everyone. So we will go in more discussions on how to give happiness now. Om Shanti.
Maryada Purshottam. While looking at the body, see the soul. The line of the code of conduct for your awareness is always keep in your awareness. I am an elevated soul, and all souls are the children of the one elevated Father. The variety of souls play a variety of parts. Keep this first lesson in your awareness in a natural way. While looking at the body, see the soul. Always be the embodiment of this powerful awareness at every second. Om Shanti. Now we will do meditation. And today is Saturday, so we'll be having chit chat session. Om Shanti.
Maryada Purshottam. While looking at the body, see the soul. The line of the code of conduct for your awareness is always keep in your awareness. I am an elevated soul, and all souls are the children of the one elevated Father. The variety of souls play a variety of parts. Keep this first lesson in your awareness in a natural way. While looking at the body, see the soul. Always be the embodiment of this powerful awareness at every second.
Maryada Purshottam. देह को देखते भी आत्मा को देखो। स्मृति के लिए मर्यादा की लकीर है, सदा स्मृति में रहे कि मैं श्रेष्ठ आत्मा हूँ और सर्व भी एक श्रेष्ठ बाप की संतान आत्माएं हैं। वैरायटी आत्माएं वैरायटी पार्ट बजाने वाली है। यह पहला पाठ नेचुरल रूप में स्मृति स्वरूप में रहे। देह को देखते भी आत्मा को देखो। यह समर्थ स्मृति हर सेकंड स्वरूप में आए। Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakti Journey, Avyakti Parivar Chit Chat, sweet conversations that overflow with insights and inspirations. So we welcome our dear brother Eric. Welcome.
Om Shanti, everyone. Good evening. Om Shanti, Mohini Didi. Nice to be with you. So, Bhumiji, usually you call me something like almost Angel Eric, but tonight I'm Eric Bai. And Baba was emphasizing that we need to become angel and then become deity. So I guess I need to make a little bit more effort to be called again Eric Angel, right?
No. You are angel, brother Eric.
I know. I'm teasing you. We are angels. We are angels with, different forms and different names. So we're going to talk more about happiness. I was thinking after listening to last evening, so many good questions and such deep sharings. I was wondering, Mohini Didi, what more can we say about giving happiness? And I realized I saw in Early this week, I think Tuesday or some time ago, Baba said we are on the towers of peace, on the towers of silence, and the towers of happiness. So we're living museums of happiness, living towers of happiness, oceans of happiness, rivers of happiness. So nice to meet you, Mohini Didi. My jasmine plant is having a little break, and it's refilling. It's refilling for the fall and the winter when it's going to move back in the apartment. So still from the balcony. This is very beautiful flowers on the balcony.
It's very beautiful. Yeah.
Very nice. Yes, very sweet. Flowers of happiness. They give happiness. Every day I go and see them in the morning and I feel happy. So I think flowers give happiness. And maybe that's why Baba tells us you have to be like flowers, because flowers always give happiness, except if we get too close to the thorns.
I think it's a very, very good point you said. We look at flowers and feel happy. So become flower so others will feel happy. That's the easiest one, I think, right?
Yeah.
Angel brother. You can say angel brother. Yeah.
It's the first time Bhumi called me Eric Bai, but I know in the heart I'm an angel. So we're all angels together. So Bhumi angel, but it's good. We want to become those angels. And sometimes the way Baba describes today, it's interesting because one soul who listens to Avyakti Parivar from Morocco asked me to define a little bit more why Baba doesn't talk about angels. And I said, no, he does in Avyak Murlis. And so I sent a long, long message this morning about the meaning of angels. But I told her, but just let Baba, you'll feel in the Murlis. Baba will define it even better. And I forgot it was in the Murli. And the way the excerpt was today was, who else can describe it better than Baba? And I love this point that, angels are liberated and therefore they can, experience liberation in life. Such a beautiful feeling. And it brings me, Mohini Didi, to a very deep aspect. And I'm wondering if you'd agree with a thought I had. And I was thinking about the link between being influenced, attachment, and dependency. And I was thinking that sometimes there is an influence, then we get attached a little bit, but then we become dependent. And I was wondering, when we give happiness, or when we serve, and when we try to make people feel good and we want to help them, how to make sure that the influence we have on them is such, and it's a positive one, so they don't get attached or dependent on us. Deep question. But for you, it will be easy and you will turn it into a blessing again. So I know I'm going to receive your answer as a blessing.
I don't think when it comes to purity, love of soul consciousness, there is dependency. Because whatever soul has experienced has become part of the soul. And that means that becomes the sanskar. That means I looked at flower, I felt very happy. But then it becomes now sanskar that I'm looking at flowers and I'm feeling happy. But then if it's dependency on flowers, or it can become my sanskar also of remaining happy. So I remember that once a lot of people say that we don't want to depend on God. Every time we have to ask Him. But we say no. I had been realizing every morning that whatever we're taking from Baba, whatever efforts we are making, is becoming my sanskars, it's becoming my nature. God won't make us dependent on Him, but rather He, once He liberates, but also whatever He gives, because I become the embodiment of that. So if I'm embodiment of love, embodiment of peace, I'm not dependent, right? So I think same is amongst ourselves. And that I realized when I think I recently shared that Baba used to give Brahma Baba, like we were really kind of with him, enjoy company and felt supported. So when Baba became awake that night at 12:30, someone knocked my door and I opened the door, said Baba left body. Just said this and I, for a few seconds I was in silence and then I decided to go and sit in meditation. We didn't have Baba's room at that time. And there was no sorrow. I still remember that even for a second, there was no sorrow. Baba left us. What will happen to us? Who will take care of us? No questions, no thoughts. It was just deep silence. So when a soul is leaving body in that stage, others will have that experience too. So just imagine, I was thinking, I'm not even depending on Brahma Baba. Even later on, we did realize that now we have to take more responsibility. But his presence was felt all the time. Baba is still guiding us. Baba is still with us. So I'm just giving example. That means amongst ourselves also, there won't be dependency, So experience it, receive it, become the embodiment of that. So there is no dependency. So don't be, it's kind of little fear is there, that there is influence, then attachment, and then dependency. But also taking what we are taking from each other.
So in the meantime, I can share that I think Mohini Didi is doing much better than me and a few others. When we heard that the Prakashmani left the body, I don't think there was sorrow, but there was some thoughts going on in terms of questioning how I'm going to reposition my Brahmin life without Daddy Prakashmani, and the same with Daddy Janki. So in a way, maybe it's not dependency, but I know the influence that these souls had on my life and how much they brought into my life. And I've been aware that we shouldn't be attached to them. But there was such a pure love for the daddies that when they left, I knew it was not dependency, but it was now how am I going to take directly from Baba if I can't go to the daddy sometimes to fulfill the little, not lazy side, but the side where let's go to daddy and she will give me extra, it would be so nice. So I thought, I cannot go to her anymore. So yeah, it's not dependency, but sometimes I'm concerned about when I'm trying to serve others, I don't want to make them dependent on me either, or to make them attached. And I remember when Daddy Janki used to say, I don't want anyone to be attached to me. And you are the same. You don't let people be attached to you. But for me, I still feel we have to pay attention to that. So we give happiness. but it should be pure happiness. So it's not like happiness with a little string, little happiness with, get attached to me.
I think that we use word giving happiness, but it's not something you can really give. You know what I'm saying? It's like your way you care for people, the way you look at people so that it helps them in a way to have that inner joy, And I always feel that taking care of people, especially their feelings, and they understand them as they are, where they are, that brings lot of joy to the souls. But as you are talking about that, I don't think I ever thought that I will miss them, in the sense of, it's a common thing, okay, I will miss it. Because the strength we were getting, if Dadi Janki is around, you have so much courage and so much, like everything is going to be okay, nothing is big, Her energy was such that she will say, if there is a situation, if it's big, make it small and don't worry about it. It will get solved. But then what happens, what they taught us, what they told us, we have chance to use it more and more. So that's not a dependency because it's coming from God. They received, then we receive, and many are receiving from us, right? Teachings are God's teachings, right? Wisdom is coming from God. So my real connection, again, is with Baba, is with God. But then, of course, he has, I think it was necessary, it is necessary until now, to have right instruments in front of us, and we do take from them. And but whatever we take, whatever we understand, we keep using in our life. It's still our strength. It's not dependency.
I'm glad you mentioned that we don't really give happiness, because it was a question I wrote down for tonight was, do we have the conscious thought, okay, let me give this one happiness. It feels like, we would be like a nurse feeling something in the needle, say, what does this one need? Happiness, please, happiness in the needle, and give an injection of happiness. And it doesn't feel like, I think maybe having the thought to give happiness to someone already compromise the truth of happiness, right? In the sense that if it's premeditated, it's not pure, like you said. Just like the flower doesn't think, oh, Eric is coming on the balcony, let me give beauty and fragrance. It's the nature of the flower to give happiness.
But it's also like when Baba said, don't give sorrow, give happiness, then you can understand. And, that don't cause sorrow, give happiness. That means don't say anything or do anything which hurts people's emotions or feelings, or, so that I can understand. Don't give sorrow, but give happiness, right? So then we can see that sometimes we are not intending, but people can take sorrow. So that's where we also have to be careful not to take sorrow from anything.
I like the, again, Daddy G, correct me, maybe I'm remembering wrong, but I think I remember her saying in English, and I think it was played maybe in Avyakti Parivar, I can't remember, but she used to say, give happiness, take happiness, give love, take love, give peace, take peace. So we take happiness. Do you feel that we also can say, okay, don't give sorrow, don't take sorrow, but give happiness and take happiness? How do we take happiness?
No, so that is what she meant, that whatever you will give, you will be able to take, right? If I am giving happiness, I will take happiness. If I am sharing love, I will get love. If I give respect, I will get. So what you give, that's what you get. No, because it's like you are giving, you are kind of, let's say you are very joyful, others also suddenly, they also join you in that joy. So it's like receiving and giving, So I think what her aim is that you can only get happiness if you give happiness.
I was, I was understanding it as well as, even if someone is a little bit rude or unpleasant, I can transform what I'm hearing into, oh, this is good, this is good for me. I can practice more, or thank you for, I can transform what I hear into something positive. So I feel even happy about it. It's good. You're insulting me. Thank you. This is very good. Very good. Now I can be more. Thank you. Baba says your enemy, those insult you are your best friends. So in a way, they make us very humble. So I'm happy. If you insult me, I'm happy. That way I was thinking.
Yeah, that's good idea.
Sometimes I'm thinking that, I'm listening. I'm always amazed how much you can share every evening. And, we all want, I think, to become all virtuous, towers of happiness, oceans of happiness. How do you feel we should be paying attention that trying to be always so good, like Baba is asking us to be, doesn't become a little bit of a burden sometimes? Because sometimes we feel we never match Baba's expectation. I know I want to become Lakshmi Narayan, but I don't know if I even reached Ram and Sita stage yet. So I'm thinking, okay. So when we're enthusiastic, when our stage is, like you were mentioning, when we're in a flying stage, everything is easy. But the moment the stage is slowing down, it's like, will I reach, that higher stage where every thought is perfect, every word is perfect? How do we make sure we move forward, but no feeling sometimes that, Brahmin life could be very demanding?
But also, I understand what you're saying, and it could happen. But that is where we have to kind of keep this, I am elevated soul, or I am Maryada Purshottam. Not only a soul. Dadi Gulzar always used to say, never just say, I'm point of light. But what is within the point of light? I am great, I am fortunate, I'm Baba's child, And I think that we like to be in that flying stage, right? We like to be in that. So it's not something being forced on us. It's not kind of a pressure on us. But I think that it is what our nature is also. We won't like it when we are not in that stage, right? If I'm not peaceful, or let's say if I get upset or, disturbed during day a few times, I won't like it, right? Why I'm liking all this, what we're doing in a Vyakti Parivar, that we know the contrast, that what Baba wants and where I am at, and how much practice is required. Like today's point, I really made me think that do we really whole day look at everyone as soul and they are actors? We don't, the consciousness is their awareness, but not all the time. So some or other one starts saying that little more effort, little more practice can help me to reach to stage what Baba is saying, right? But what happens, Baba is morely company of each other, all this helping us all the time, no? So that help which we get keeps us on a flying stage or with enthusiasm, and something or other during day happens or we do, which helps us a lot again to be on a high stage, So Confluence Age is full of such things, We have a Vyakti Parivar, then in the morning Amrit Vela, that finishes, then we have Murli, then we have to revise, it's like always there is something to keep our energy very high, to keep our stage very high, right? But if you don't do that, don't listen to Murli, never have conversation on knowledge, no Amrit Vela, then of course everything drops, and then you start feeling it's too high now. But if constantly you're receiving something, sharing something with others, I think this doesn't happen,
I think you're so connected to, don't give sorrow, or don't take sorrow. But also when you mentioned earlier this week that if you are not successful, how will you help someone else to be successful? And I remember Dadi Janki telling in a class when I was very young in Ghana, and she said, those who are successful will teach others to be successful, but those who are struggling can only teach others how to struggle. And I felt so bad after that, thinking, oh, I should stop giving the course and maybe I should not give classes anymore because we're just beginning, we're just 2-3 years in Gyan and thinking, wow, I should not give Gyan anymore. And sometimes the way we understand or misunderstand the knowledge. I remember running the center, in Edmonton, and sometimes Baba would say things like, if your stage is not good, you are cursing souls because they can't get access to Baba. And I was already having a bad stage, and it would be even worse after that. I would think, oh, now not only I'm not feeling good, but I'm also depriving people from getting access to Baba. But usually these evenings, that's when people would come for class and I would say, oh, Baba, I'm sorry, my stage is not good. What can I do? But then giving the class will make my stage so good that I would say, thank you, Baba. Okay, now I changed my stage. But still, sometimes we can take pressure, feeling that, oh, maybe there's not enough students because my stage is not good enough. Or there's not enough money in Baba's box. Maybe it's because of me, the instrument, who is not, doing properly something. So do you have any suggestions how we make sure we don't twist Baba's Gyan like this?
No, so once we had discussion, we had a small group that, let's say, I wake up and my stage is not good. Should I read Murli or not? And the conclusion was that I should read Murli because it's Baba's Murli and I am also listening Murli. As it will help the students, it will help me. That was the conclusion. And we agreed that even your stage is not good, or you're empty or whatever, you still should read Murli and give class. Because as it will help others, it will help you also. Like I always say, okay, I come and sit in a Vyakti Parivar. So whatever I'm sharing with others, of course, is what I am feeling and experiencing, but what I'm sharing, I'm also receiving it now. That is what Baba said, when you serve others, you are served. Or serve also in such a way that you are served. So I think we shouldn't think about not doing anything, but do it. Even whatever is your state thinking, as Baba will give them, Baba will give me also. Is the Baba who is ocean of knowledge. It's Baba's Murli, It's not my Murli. If it's my Murli, then I will say I'm wrong, right? Because I'm not in good state. But Baba's Murli is Baba's Murli. It will give me strength. It will give me happiness. It will give me, inspiration, and stage will be good, right?
Do you feel that giving happiness could be even seen as a Maryada?
See, when you are in soul consciousness, looking at other as a soul will bring happiness, no? It is considered Maryada because, everyone who comes is just to meet, say hello, and you don't look at that soul in a nice way, you turn away your face. No, that's not giving happiness, right? Simply just I am saying, Om Shanti, are you okay? You had good trip. Just simply that can bring happiness to others. But as one of the students says, the worst day is when I go to center and my instrument is not smiling. So when she said it, I realized that what is needed for us, anyone who comes. But sometimes maybe you are not smiling because you're going through something. So I always tell students that instrument also is a student. I am also a student, so whatever happens to you can happen to me also. So you come smiling and make us smiling instead of always thinking that I should be smiling. And, so I think if we make it like we are also all effort makers, we are all instruments. So this burden all the time. You know, I was listening to one of the class of Dr. Sachin. It was something on Maryadas. And he said something very, very interesting. He said that, you know, there should be this whole thing of be natural and make everyone feel that we all are students. I am also effort maker. So you come to their level, they will be very happy in a way, thinking that you are higher and we are less higher. No, we are all on journey. Anyone can get tired. Anyone can. I myself know that how not supported we give lot of, like sharing with others. I shouldn't say giving, but many, many things happen and we will share with them in that their spirit, their courage, their, effort continues. Whether it was bodily sickness or sometimes there is a very strong situation. So we supported them. I remember that we never thought why their stage is like that. I didn't think Dadi will feel that way, but we rather kind of really made them understand it's not really big, this is not going to happen this way. You all should remain careful. This is what I used to do with all Dadis at certain time. So I think that same is with each other. We all are together traveling. We are real cooperation for each other is help everyone to continue on journey. Help everyone to feel that they can do it. They can make it happen, whether they are our seniors or equals or junior. I mean, that's what I have done since young, that looking at Dadis, there was a time, lot of external difficulties and let's say I am very strong that time in that situation. And the words I will say is for all of us, like we share that courage. We share Baba's love. We share Baba's whatever Baba has given. So we always should remember that it is Baba who is the source. He is the one who is bestowing, and we all have to share with each other, right? So don't feel burdened every time. When I remember you were also there in the Vyakti Parivar, we had interview with Sister Jayanti, and she was emotional once or twice, and we gave her space. It's all right because it happens, you are together 60, 70 years, and suddenly not maybe separation, but just I will be responsible what Dadi was responsible for. So we support, no, we don't just say, look, what is her stage? She's not like, no. I always have done that with all my brothers and sisters, whether they were seniors, Jagdish Bhai, in the end, when I will talk, we will say words in such a way that his courage continues, even whatever he's going through physically. So I think that is sharing in a very genuine and loving way with each other is very, very important.
I'm glad you're mentioning that, because I was really thinking along that way a little bit when I asked you the question about the pressure, because sometimes for instruments, they feel the pressure from the students that they should be an example, they should give an example, they should be perfect. And they put pressure on themselves as well, that I should be a model and I should give examples. So both pressures can make the instrument a little bit shrinking sometimes and feeling the pressure. So I'm glad you're mentioning that it's an attitude that we share regardless of the role that we're playing. It's not
so
that.
That's what Dr. Sachin is saying, that how difficult it is for any sister or brother to be living a center life. And he's just telling people that we really should respect them because it's not easy, he was saying, to be at center because everyone's eyes are on them, the expectation. And there are some young instruments, okay, we are mature one, and I had told in New York that if you do see anyone doing anything which is not right, you tell me. You don't point out towards them. Whatever renunciation they have done, they decided to stay at center. But if you see little mistakes here, there, or even sometimes crying or something, you just tell me. I am the one who has to take care of them. I never allowed them to directly comment on them or tell them, look, I didn't expect you. Because they are instruments, they are also students, they are also learning. Everyone is making efforts, so cannot really point out, right? But it does happen. So that is why for me, I always support Baba's all instruments, because I know that it could be a little bit more tension because of everyone's expectation, right?
You mentioned something earlier this week, I think, that really, or last week, that touched me very, very deeply. And it was about the connection between Srimat and Maryadas. And you mentioned that if someone doesn't follow Srimat accurately, they will not get the power that they need to follow Maryadas. And therefore, there may be struggle at the time, and it will be not so easy. So I was wondering, in terms of, since we're looking at happiness, what is the Srimat you think is connected to becoming naturally that soul who gives and shares happiness with others? Which Srimat does it come from, do you think?
So like Baba said, that if you see someone not following, doing something which is not right, and we complain to Baba, and then Baba said, don't be advocate, don't be lawyer, don't be a judge. So that's the Shrimat, right? The Shrimat is that I shouldn't be looking at anyone or even punishing, you don't come to class, you shouldn't be doing this. All that is punishing a person. You don't have that right. It's not Maryada. And that really also touched me, that it's not Maryada of Brahmin life to point out towards someone or, kind of make them feel bad or judgment on them. So that's the Shrimat, right? So if I follow that Shrimat, I don't do that, then I'm following the Maryada also, But if I do not, if I break that Shrimat and keep doing, there are many who do it. You cannot come to the center. No, Baba has never done it to anyone. You cannot attend Murli, but they do it. And the reason is because whatever difference of sanskars, or they don't like certain things. And they are not supposed to do that, right? So it's like somewhere breaking the Shrimat. Shrimat more like a law, You're breaking the law. And when you break it, then many other things start happening.
Lovely. Maybe as a little spiritual toli before you present the physical one, if I were to ask you just in 1 minute, I see you as a tower of happiness, and I'm asking the tower of happiness, what are you feeling? How would you express your stage of being a tower of happiness? How does it come into words when you want to express that stage?
Joyful. And in joy, there is love, there is hope, there is courage, It's like a very beautiful spring, like a fountain kind of thing. So from joy, all these different virtues which are required, they are part of the joy. If I'm joyful, I am loveful, I am hopeful, I am courageous, So I see more, you call it tower, I'm calling it fountain, of many, many qualities emerge from that joy or happiness.
Didi, thank you. Thank you again so much. Are we going to get Dilkush Toli?
Today is a chocolate chip cookie.
That's even better than Dilkush Toli.
Yeah, because all the time we don't say milk. So This is chocolate chip cookie.
I like chocolate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
thank
nice.
you.
Very
Thank
good.
you again very much, and it's always nice to dance in happiness in Avyakti Parivar. So yeah, maybe the youth group will take the topic of smiling. I'm sure they can do something lovely about the 108 ways of smiling under all circumstances. The 108 smiles of a yogi. We can teach everyone to smile. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Om Shanti.
Thank you. Shanti Mohini Didi.
you.
Thank you, dear angel brother Eric. I will never forget this now. And thank you so much for these beautiful questions, and Didi also. And thank you for giving this idea. Actually, it's a very good idea for with the youth to note down all these points. Yeah, we'll take it up.
Thank you.
Om Shanti. Now let's remember Baba and take drishti from Didi and angel brother.
Om Shanti. Good night. Om Shanti. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.